Naoya Inoue more or less easily dispatches TJ Doheny, but he did it not so much by knocking him out, but by paralyzing him with body shots. He's the true body snatcher. I'm going to show you some of how he did it today on Technical Difficulties. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Technical Difficulties. My name is Luke Thomas. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this, thumbs up. If you love it, give it a sub. But okay, let's get to it. Here he is, the man himself, Naoya Inoue, taking on TJ Doheny on last Tuesday. Now again, it wasn't the spectacular knockout. In fact, the finish was a little bit anticlimactic, but there was something that was really good about this fight, namely the body work. And in fact, if you've seen any of Naoya Inoue's fights, he's a pretty prodigious body attacker. It's a part and parcel of what he does. In fact, what we're going to go through, at least in terms of some of these lessons, you saw a lot of this in the Stephen Fulton Jr. fight as well. So this is something that he just does very well, is naturally quite good at it, and it was on display in this contest. And what I think I really love about it is just how devastating not only the ultimate impact is, but how quickly it sets up other parts of his game, how quickly things go downhill once he begins to land. It's really just, it has this accumulative effect, of course, and like body punching always does for a lot of boxers, but the immediate reactions that he gets. And also because people are so worried about being KO'd, there's only so much defense they can really get to, and he has just a phenomenal ability to find openings wherever they are and then build upon them very, very quickly. All right, so how did he do it? Let's take a look at some overview here for Inoue's body work. You'll notice something in this fight, and this is not altogether true, but it's largely true, which is that pressure. Guys are trying to get away from him. They don't want to be in the pocket with him. He is a very, very, very heavy-handed guy for the weight class. And so what he has to end up doing is pressuring them backwards, isolating them along the ropes or the ring post, and then going to work from there. So there's a ton of pressure. You'll notice that there's not a lot of great body work that he does in this fight in the open. It's mostly up against the rings, excuse me, the ropes. And so that pressure was key to everything. Secondly, level changes. Not just the faking of the level change, but actually changing the leveling of the targeting. Now, of course, level changes in terms of the feinting did play a role. Let's not say that they didn't do anything, but I just want to point out, playing with the levels and then switching what he might be expecting, the opponent, is key to everything. So going up, then going down, going down, then going up, and then making him confused about what is there. And then, of course, the feinting as well, creating some openings along the way. But playing with the levels, pretty key. Number 3, jab variance, which you'll notice from Inoue is that in order to get to the body, sometimes he just goes right hand lead. That's not always the case. In fact, it's usually not the case. He'll do it, but it's not the most common way he attacks. He sets it up off the jab, but he'll vary the jab. He'll vary the jab in any number of ways. The timing of it, the direction of it, where it is in conjunction with his lead foot placement, any number of things. So the lead jab that sets it all up, it kind of looks the same if you're just not really paying close attention. But then when you look at it with a fine-tooth comb, you'll notice that there are subtle differences in how he sets each of them up, all of which contribute to the bodywork being more effective. This is a big one, break the opponent's base. What do I mean by that? If you actually, when you go through this, you'll see part of the issue that Doheny had was that he was trying to cover up, he was under pressure, the level changes were coming, so he had some difficulty being aware of what to expect. But the real key point is, Inoue waited until he was fully off balance and then would kind of unload on him, which goes to the last part too, the combo work after the break. What you'll notice is he'll get Doheny leaning in a certain way or retreating in a certain way, off balance in a certain way, where he can basically accept that there's not a good chance that the person is in a strong position to fire back or even defensively do much at all. Like they're kind of stuck in there. They're able to limit certain targets for what he can hit, but there are other ones that are greatly exposed and there's nothing he can do about those. And those ones that are more greatly exposed tend to be to the body. And then, of course, it feeds to the last part. Once your base is broken and you're super leaning over and you're kind of stuck and you're not in a position to throw back, that's when you'll see him unload with all the combos. So there's certainly more to it than this. These are 5 things that give you a bit of a brief overview. With that in mind, let's take a look at some of the evidence for my claims. All right, let's take a look here. We'll skip round one. Not a lot happened, so let's start with round two. Here we have open stance, right? Inoue in right-handed, Doheny in left-handed. So part of what I meant when I said that there was something to play with the jab is also the timing from that lead hand fighting that you're going to see, the glove control and everything else. So here they are. You can see them bouncing or moving in kind of, look here, you can kind of see them moving in a sustained and kind of similar way. See that? So part of it is going to be breaking that rhythm. Inoue takes a half step to the inside, lowers his level, right? Here's you can see the front hand, excuse me. Pay attention to the front hand. He's going to lower his level, and he's actually going to step to the outside, jab up to the top, and then go to the body underneath. Why is this relevant? Because later he'll not do that. He'll bring the foot back to the inside off of jabs and then only go to the outside on the cross. So it's part of establishing a pattern and then breaking it later. Doheny extends on the jab, gets a bit of a reaction, and as soon as, by the way, so he puts the jab out, brings it back to the hip. As soon as he kind of comes back to a sort of a semi-neutral, relaxed position, that's when you see Inoue go. Let's see one more time here. Jab, step, step. And as soon as, look, watch his feet here, or his leg anyway. Jab, comes back, neutral, boom. And as soon as that foot steps, then Inoue goes, right? Because he was trying to cycle through what the hand's going to do. Boom. He just doesn't get quite close enough. However, he goes to the body right here as Doheny gets his head way to the outside. So this sends Doheny through the ropes here a little bit. And this is one of my favorite parts about Inoue. He gets like these second opportunities based off of bounce backs. So you'll see him retreat here. Doheny's going to come back through the ropes. And as soon as he gets to a position where he can strike again, boom, winds up a big right cross, and this one actually deflects off the gloves. We'll take a look at it here from a different angle in a second, but this is what I mean. He sends him through the ropes, bounces back, Doheny comes through, and then he's already using that bounce back to launch him back into space to get these second chance opportunities. Some of it will work, some of it won't, but over time, some of it is actually quite effective, and it's just a lot of almost free offense. And what do you notice about his base? He's all broken here. I mean, he's got his weight under him to a degree, but not like, is this a position from which you're going to throw back? No. So he just winds up a whole big one here and goes after him. It's nice. And then tries to finish with the left hook there. Can't quite get it. And by the way, he'll change angles of like an inside pivot as well. He does this a lot. We'll see a few examples of it. Here's a little bit later. He's walking him down. Walking him down. Jab. Lowers levels to match, but then doesn't come back up, sets it, jab, and then comes over to the top. Now that's not body work, but that's the body work now creating head work. This almost landed. This just missed. And if this had landed, that might have ended the fight right there in round two. He didn't quite make contact in the right way, but now you're seeing he's setting up, setting up, setting up. And this is going to make Doheny lean even more, so then Inoue can go back downstairs again. They all kind of feed together. So not a body shot, but the body shot's kind of feeding this target of opportunity, which will then go back to body work, which will then go back to head work as well. Here's a little bit later. This is the one that sends him through the ropes, right? So he jabs, gets to the body. This is going to push him through the ropes. Watch, it sends him through the ropes. Doheny comes, but look at, I mean, completely off balance. He comes back. Inoue is bouncing back, and then he's going to use the bounce to launch him into this. Now it just hits the arms. He can't quite get through, but he's able to throw a big looping wind-up shot because he knows his opponent's not really in a position to do a whole lot about it, and he can kind of play fast and loose with the rules of boxing, so to speak. It's nice. All right, here we are, end of round two. He's walking him down, walking him down. So he resets the angle here off the jab to the body, and then goes to the cross to the body as well, knowing the opponent is out this way. He likes to push opponents in certain directions, typically into a ring post if he can, which is what you see here, right? He's able to kind of play this hand fighting game. There's Doheny sticking out the hand, right? So he wants to touch. He's going to, let's see, does it again, breaks that rhythm, right? So they're on this rhythm, and then he breaks it, right? Breaks the rhythm, goes to the body, brings the hand down. You think, oh, it might be coming upstairs because he just threw one a minute ago. So Doheny leans back, but in order to do that, boom, he actually creates this opening. So that lean back he's doing to avoid the headshot that he was just nearly a victim of, but he just saw, now enables Inoue to go back to the body while pushing him in the direction he wants, and it also enables him to be in a safe spot where he can't easily be countered either. I mean, look at him off balance here. He's not in a position to throw back, right? It's all about breaking his stance, breaking his ability to have balance and weight under him in order to be able to retaliate. All right, here we go. Boom, touch, lowers level, changes rhythm, comes up, feints. Look at the reaction he gets. He's got Doheny completely covered up, and he feints him right into the ring post. I love this. I love this. Backs back out, but now he's got the guy completely trapped. Measures, probe, fakes, throws one, boom, to the head, follows up to the head, and then cooks him right there. This one, bah, right there to the liver. He loves, maybe his best single body punch is the left hook to the liver. Or at least to the left side at a bare minimum. That's like his #1 body punch, and you see it right there in combo. And then what do you notice, right? What did I talk about before? He's got his opponent cornered. He's got his stance completely broken. So now is when you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punch combos, and then resets the angle. He jumps out. Round 3. Jabs. This time, remember he was outside foot position. Now he's inside foot position. Jab up to the top. Resets the position. Now he goes out, threatens it, doesn't like what he sees, or at least is just faking with Doheny, goes back in, goes back out. Doheny's kind of frozen in space, and then kind of goes inside, back out, and then look, he changes the rhythm, right? So he's out, foot planted. You think he's going to go in. He does, except he doesn't. He just kind of skips along the top, and then skip hops to the distance to crack him right there and nearly finishes him off, knowing he was going to lean to that side, right? Or before we went upstairs, he's like, oh, I didn't like that, so he leaned a little bit before, and then Inoue went to the body. Now we know he's going to lean all the way over again, so we have to get just the right distance, and we have to cover that. So he used this inside-out position with the foot, and then the changing of the rhythm of that to skip hop, so that he could launch that shot and nearly close the whole thing right there. And then again, watch. It's not a pivot because he kind of hops this way, but he takes like an inside pivot angle to go for further offense. Here we are. There's touch, high guard. Tries to come through with a lower shot, right? Excuse me. They touch. Inoue lowers his level a little bit. Doheny has his hand on there, so he jabs up, and then goes right to the body, and he's going to push him where? Into the corner, into the rings. It's a nice shot from him, kind of a basic setup. How does he follow it up? Boom. He gets his opponent completely leaning backwards, puts the jab in his face. The jab is almost like a pushing jab, pushes him there, and then tries to go up top again because we're changing the targets, the targeting on the levels. Not so much the level changes this way, although that plays a role too, but the other part as well. Round 4. Touch, high guard. Trying to occupy the lead hand. This is one of my favorite ones. So Doheny, you can see trying to step on his feet a little bit here. Inoue is going to pick the lead foot up and go to the outside, but also pay attention to the jab. He just brings this kind of underneath jab, boom, to push him back, and then goes right to the body. That one gets blocked a little bit because he got far enough away, but varying up the jab, playing with the tempo, playing with the timing, playing with the location and the trajectory of the punch as well. All right, level change from Doheny. It gets Inoue bouncing backwards. He recaptures stance, takes a bit of an inside step. Let's see what happens right there. Let's see. Touch. All right, so as soon as he comes, here's Doheny's hand. He brings it up to touch. He retreats it. Boom. Inoue sees it, goes, steps to the outside, and then goes right to the body just like that. Nice shot. Boom. Cracks him that time. He was a little bit short the one before that. Gets underneath the jab. He's got a high guard. He's going to use that to go right to the body. Just touches him because it pushes him into the ring post. Now he's got him kind of where he wants him. Yes, he does exactly where he wants him. All right, let's see what happens. Lowers levels from Doheny. Inoue doesn't bite. But as soon as he sees that, look, he extends the hand. He brings it back to his hip. As soon as he does, Inoue sees it, boom, pushes on the jab to keep him in this downed state where he has no real ability to throw back. And then boom, cracks him there as well. Not so much a body shot there, but again, it's all of it works together in concert. Here is round 5. We're almost done. Jab up top, misses with this one. Doheny ducks, misses with the cross, but this is my favorite. Stays in contact, probably putting weight on the back of his neck, which is not legal, but you know, it's the fight game, and he just gives him a couple of rib roasters. Look at that. Bang, bang, on his way out the door, and then a left hook, boom, to the liver for his efforts. All this this is what I mean about how he has to be in close for his body shot to really work. And obviously you have to be very close to land a body shot. What I'm saying is it's either when he's pressuring the guy up against the ropes, or they have some kind of very limited close contact, and so he'll just kind of go in those spaces while he has the available moment. All right. So this time he just leads with the right hand. It pushes Doheny into the ropes, and that's what he wants. Look at his stance. He's just way avoiding anything. He can't really throw much, so that is when he goes, bah, to the liver. Oh my God. That is the best shot. We're going to take a look at it from a different angle. It's so heavy. Gets a frame here with the right hand, and then strafes one more across his ribs. You can't see it. Here's a different angle of it. Look at how heavy this is, right? So look at Doheny, completely off balance. His head is going to be protected. It's going to be hard to hit. So you can see he kind of covers up. Look at the placement on this. Boom! It does impact the arm a little bit, but it's so good about hitting those ribs. And this is my favorite part about it. Doheny gets on the move after this, right? Gets underneath the right hand. And so Inoue just strafes one more, bah, right across the breadbasket. Or excuse me, actually, that's right across the liver, I would say. Yeah, that's a little bit more to the left side. This is what I mean, right? He's got these guys covered up, base broken, defensively kind of overly thinking, and he just finds these moments and he'll unload on these guys. It's a great shot. Round 6. All right, lowers level. Gets Doheny to lowers level, and then even though he lowered his level, he's going to come, what, upstairs? Oh, no, gets a little bit blocked. That probably would have been a little bit higher, but now he's got him ricocheting off the ropes. Misses with the right hand. Boom, left to the liver, right, or to the sort of like the side there, just like that. That's his best punch, no doubt about it. Boom. And then goes right back into the middle, just like that, brings his guard down, and then he goes up top. So I love this. He is able to, misses with this one, lands, there's one, comes right, as Doheny rights his posture, cracks him through the middle, that's 2, and then thinks about throwing the left, can't do it, instead just doubles up on the right hand, boom, and then cracks him upstairs, and then resets the angle by hopping, kind of crow hopping out at an angle like that. You gotta love it. Here we are a little bit later. Lowers his level and then goes. Look at the timing on this one, right? Let's see. Their hands are coming up in unison. Just look at their hands, right? In unison. Comes up, brings a high guard, and instead of going back down and then back up in unison, he just lowers his level. Doheny, lowers his level, and then just goes before they can go back to that rhythm. So he changes the rhythm up, boom. He's got inside foot position, and then goes up top, can't quite get it. So what does he do? There's that left hook again. And look at the hip rotation here of Inoue. I mean, he is all the way digging into that thing. Just absolutely brutal to the nth degree, man. Ridiculous. You gotta love it. And then steps out at an angle, and then as soon as he tries to right his posture, boom, almost hits him with the uppercut on the way out. Okay, steps through. He's gonna be to the outside, so the cross is probably gonna come. There it is, to the body. Pushes him into the ropes. You see that? He's gonna, and of course, what does he do? He bounces into the ropes, Doheny does, ricochets out, so Inoue is going to double up on that right-hand side, boom, like that one more time to get a free shot. It's all about pressuring and getting that. And again, how was Doheny here? So Doheny this was a stance where he could have done something, but the jab gets him leaning back. This is not a very strong posture. It may be strong defensively where you can get out of the way, but it's not strong offensively. It's a weak offensive posture. And so Inoue knows this and then decides to unload like that and then press him into the ropes. And as he ricochets, tries to get a second opportunity right there. jab, boom. Cross lands to the head, okay? Where do we have him pinned? Right here into the ring, the corner, like right there. Left hook misses. Right hook kind of gets through. Left hook probably strafes a little bit. That one sneaks through. These are all headshots. Boom, to the body. It's that same left hook over and over and over again. That one scores. Boom, misses with that one. Again, the left hook. If the right hand misses, the left hook is going to score behind it. You see it every single time. And then he gets a second chance opportunity by doubling it up on the same side as he exits. How nice is that? And I think this is where he actually did the final damage. Lowers his level, boom. Goes with the right hand lead. That means the left hook is going to be right behind it. Right hand, left hook. Either the right hand misses and the left hook lands, or the right hand, lands up top and then you can dig it, whatever. That left hook is coming right behind that right hand. And that is when Doheny began to just be paralyzed. Here's the beginning or the end of round 7. He goes jab. I mean, look at him. His stance is completely broken. That's when you'll see these multi-punch combinations. Boom, left hook to the body, right hand to the body, and he's cooked. And that's when he just calls it a day like that. Dude, what an operator, right? I mean, we'll go through it one more time here very quickly. Just look, like the pressure. You saw him constantly pressuring backwards. And he would do it sometimes without even punching, just feinting and a high guard and walking him backwards. The level changing. And the level changing in terms of the targeting, not just the feinting itself, the jab variants, right? We're going to have inside foot position. We're going to have outside foot position. We're going to play with timing. We're going to come over the top of the jab. We're going to come underneath the jab. Playing with that is a big part of it. The breaking the opponent's base, like getting him to be in a position where maybe the defense is a little bit stout, but there's going to be targets there and they're not going to be in a position to throw back. And then that's when you see all of the combos, and that's when he can really do some of the heavier damage, when he can really get that left hook going. The jabs and the crosses to the body, I'm sure those hurt, but it's when he began to throw the left hook to the liver and to the side, that is when all of the problems for Doheny really went to another level, right? So he had to get that combo work going to get his best damage going, and that is the result. My man got literally paralyzed trying to fight this dude. Good luck fighting him. You're gonna need it, all right? Again, thumbs up if you liked it, subs if you loved it. Thank you so much for watching. The body snatcher from Japan, ladies and gentlemen, Naoya Inoue. Until next time, enjoy the fights.